Alright, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because this video is purely for entertainment purposes only. No boring lectures, no rocket science, just good vibes, laughs, and maybe a little bit of jaw-dropping along the way. Today, we're diving straight into the world of someone who broke the internet without even trying. Yep, the one and only Jailyne Ojeda. You've probably seen her on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or maybe your friend won't stop sending you her photos like, bro, look at this. Now, before you start scrolling thinking, just another influencer story, hold on. Because this one is different. We're talking about millions of followers, wild rumors, crazy challenges, and a lifestyle that makes Netflix dramas look like documentaries. And hey, don't worry, I'm not about to turn this into a Wikipedia audiobook. Nope. We're keeping it fun, spicy, and just a little bit cheeky. So grab your snacks, maybe a protein shake if you're into fitness, and let's jump into the life of a model who turned likes into a lifestyle, and selfies into a business empire. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll either be inspired, laughing, or secretly opening Instagram in another tab. Either way, let's roll. So picture this, little Jailyne growing up under the hot Arizona sun. You know Arizona, where it's so hot, even your ice cream has trust issues. While most kids were out melting on the sidewalk, Jailyne was busy dreaming big. Now, her family? Pure Mexican roots. Which means two things. Number one, the food in that household was probably so good it could bring world peace. And number two, discipline was real. Like, you don't just roll your eyes at a Latina mom, unless you want the legendary chancla, that's the flying sandal of justice. She's got a younger sister, Alexia, and a younger brother, Johnny. Translation? She grew up with built-in fans and critics at the same time. If she tried on a new outfit, one sibling was like, "You look amazing," and the other was like, "Nah, you look like a burrito." Family love, right? And those Mexican roots shaped her personality big time. Latinos are known for being confident, fiery, and full of life. So mix that with American hustle culture, and boom, you've got Jailyne, the girl who turned Instagram into her runway. Seriously, her childhood was like the perfect recipe: 1 cup of Arizona sunshine, a handful of Mexican spice, 2 siblings constantly roasting you, and a mom who keeps you humble with just one look. That's the secret sauce behind the Jailyne we all know today. Alright, so let's talk about Jailyne's school days. Now, high school is usually where people collect embarrassing yearbook photos and questionable hairstyles. But Jailyne? Nope. She was out there plotting her glow-up like it was a Marvel origin story. She studied at Betty H. Fairfax High School in Phoenix, Arizona. And let's be real, being a teenager in Arizona is already tough. You're either sweating, doing homework, or sweating while doing homework. But Jailyne powered through and graduated like a champ. Then she leveled up to college life at Phoenix College. Now, I don't know if she was the kind of student who sat in the front row taking notes, or the one sneaking snacks in class, probably both, let's be honest. But what we do know is that she wasn't just hitting the books, she was also hitting the runway. See, while most students were worried about exams, Jailyne was training at the Barbizon School of Modeling and Acting. That's right, while we were struggling with algebra, she was learning how to slay a catwalk without tripping. Priorities, people. And that's where the spark happened. Barbizon gave her the tools, the confidence, and the perfect smize, you know, that Tyra Banks face thing. Before long, she wasn't just another student, she was a future model in the making, building the foundation for the career that was about to blow up all over Instagram. So, how did Jailyne go from being a student with big dreams to the internet sensation we all know today? Simple, she stepped into the world of modeling like she owned it. Her first gigs weren't glamorous Vogue covers or giant billboards in Times Square. Nope. She started small, local ads, promo events, the kind of work where you smile for the camera while secretly thinking, do I really need to hold this random energy drink? But hey, that's how every great story begins. Then came the music videos. Yes, Jailyne popped up in several Latin music videos, and let's be honest, half the audience probably didn't even remember the song. They were just like, who's that? Suddenly, she wasn't just the girl from Arizona, she was the girl making people hit replay on YouTube for research purposes. And of course, what's a rising influencer without a collab with Fashion Nova? If you've been on Instagram in the last 5 years, you already know, Fashion Nova is basically the unofficial uniform of influencers. Jailyne fit right in, snatched outfits, flawless poses, and enough confidence to break the algorithm. So yeah, from holding random products to starring in music videos to working with one of the biggest fashion brands online, Jailyne went from zero to Instagram royalty faster than you can say link in bio. Alright, let's talk about Jailyne's natural habitat, social media. Because if the internet had a Mount Rushmore of influencers, her face would probably be up there, next to a hashtag and maybe a TikTok dance move. On Instagram, she's sitting on millions of followers, like, entire countries don't even have that many people. Every time she posts a selfie, the comment section turns into a mix of poetry, emojis, and dudes from across the globe suddenly forgetting how grammar works. Then there's TikTok. And listen, if you thought she was just about pictures, nope. She jumped on TikTok and started doing dances, challenges, and lip syncs like she was born with the For You page already in her DNA. And the views? Let's just say if views were money, she could probably buy Mars by now. And don't forget YouTube. That's where she gives fans a peek behind the scenes, Q&As, lifestyle stuff, travel vlogs. You know, the kind of content where you're like, I'll just watch one video. And then boom, suddenly you're binge watching her entire channel and wondering why your coffee is cold. What kind of content does she post? Well, it's a mix: fitness, fashion, travel, and of course, those famous selfies that make people zoom in like detectives on CSI. Basically, her feed is like a buffet, there's something for everyone, whether you came for the outfits, the vibes, or just to say wow 50 times in a row. Long story short, Jailyne didn't just get famous on social media, she turned social media into her kingdom. And honestly, we're all just loyal subjects scrolling through her feed, hoping for another post. Now, Jailyne didn't just stop at selfies and likes, no. She went full entrepreneur mode. Because why just wear the brand when you can be the brand? First up, we've got Snatched by Jailyne. It's basically a line of waist trainers designed to give you that hourglass look. You know the kind where you post a pic and suddenly your DMs are full of, hey, what's your workout plan? Meanwhile, the secret is literally sitting in your shopping cart. And then there's Hair Growth by Jailyne. A product line for hair care that promises longer, stronger, shinier hair. Basically, the kind of hair that makes shampoo commercials jealous. Like, if your hair doesn't slow motion flip after using her products, did you even use them? Point is, Jailyne flipped her fame into real businesses. Some influencers sell merch. Jailyne? She sells transformations. But wait, there's more to her than Instagram filters and business moves. Let's peek into her lifestyle. Spoiler alert, it's not boring. First off, Jailyne loves to travel. And when I say travel, I don't mean a weekend road trip to the next town. I'm talking luxury getaways, beaches that look photoshopped, and selfies where the background is so perfect you're like, is this even Earth? She's also a big fan of reading, especially books by Paulo Coelho, you know, the deep, inspirational kind that makes you feel like maybe you should meditate instead of binging Netflix. And of course, dancing and music are part of her DNA. Whether it's Latin beats or TikTok trends, she's out there moving like the party doesn't end. Basically, her lifestyle is a mix of fitness, fun, and a little bit of flexing. And honestly, who wouldn't want that? Working hard, traveling often, and still finding time to throw in a dance challenge or two. Alright, let's get into the juicy part, because no influencer story is complete without a little drama, right? And with Jailyne, the internet always had something to say. The big rumor? Plastic surgery. Yup, people were out here zooming into her photos like FBI agents on a mission. Enhance. Is that natural? And Jailyne was like, guys, relax. No surgeon, just genetics, and maybe a really good gym membership. But of course, the internet loves a good conspiracy. Some fans believed her, others were like, nah, no way. It turned into a full-on debate in the comment section. Honestly, if debating Jailyne's curves was an Olympic sport, some people would have brought home the gold. Now on the lighter side, we've got her TikTok challenges. And let me tell you, she doesn't just do the challenges, she makes them look like a Hollywood production. While the rest of us are awkwardly trying not to fall over during a dance trend, Jailyne's out there turning it into a full music video. From dance-offs to viral lip-syncs, she's jumped on trends that rack up millions of views. It's the kind of content that makes you say, okay, I'll just watch one more TikTok, and then, boom, it's 3 a.m. and you're questioning your life choices. So yeah, whether it's internet detectives with their surgery theories, or TikTok fans waiting for her next challenge, Jailyne knows how to keep people talking. And in the world of social media? That's the ultimate superpower. Okay, let's talk about money, because let's be honest, everyone's curious. How rich is Jailyne, really? Well, estimates put her net worth somewhere between $3 to $5 million. Yup, millions, with an M. Meanwhile, I'm over here checking my bank account like, wow, $7.42. Living the dream. So where does all that cash come from? Simple: social media, brand deals, modeling, and of course, her businesses. Remember Snatched by Jailyne and Hair Growth by Jailyne? Yeah, those aren't just products, they're money printing machines. And what do you do when you've got millions rolling in? You invest. Jailyne bought herself a luxury house that looks like it came straight out of a Netflix mansion tour. Big windows, fancy decor, probably even a fridge that talks back. You know you've made it when your fridge has Wi-Fi. But the best part is, she didn't just blow her money on random stuff, she reinvested into her own brand. That's how you go from Instagram famous to business mogul. So while most of us are still deciding if we can afford extra guac at Chipotle, Jailyne's out here making million-dollar moves. Talk about goals. So, what's next for Jailyne? Well, if her past is anything to go by, the future looks bigger than ever. She's not just an Instagram model anymore, she's a brand, a businesswoman, and honestly, a trendsetter in the world of fashion and social media. Her vision? Keep building, keep inspiring, and keep proving that you can turn likes into a lifestyle and selfies into a full-on empire. She's already shaken up the modeling world, and let's be real, this is just the warm-up round. In the next few years, don't be surprised if you see her launching even more businesses, collaborating with huge brands, or maybe even starring in her own Netflix reality show. And let's be honest, we'd all binge-watch that in one night. The truth is, Jailyne isn't just riding the wave of social media, she's shaping it. Whether it's fashion, fitness, or just keeping millions of followers entertained, her influence is only going to grow. And hey, if the past taught us anything, it's this: underestimate Jailyne, and she'll probably prove you wrong, while looking flawless doing it. So here's to the future of Jailyne Ojeda Ochoa, a future that's bold, stylish, and just a little bit extra, and we're all here for it. And that's a wrap on the incredible story of Jailyne Ojeda Ochoa. From humble beginnings to building her own empire, she's proven that with hard work, confidence, and a little bit of sass, you can literally change the game. Now if you enjoyed this video and want more stories about the most stunning and inspiring models out there, you know what to do: smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join the family here at Gorgeous Models. Trust me, we've got plenty more jaw-dropping stories coming your way, and you definitely don't want to miss them. Until next time, stay gorgeous.